Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Congratulations. On behalf of the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the Schmoes Know, you are now a member of the Jedi Alliance. May the Force be with you, always.
Hello, Jedi Alliance fans, Popcorn Talk Network fans, Maude Garrett, me, Ken Napzok, here on the Popcorn Talks Jedi Alliance, a celebration of the greatest saga ever told, and we are back.
How the hell do you have so much energy? I am so impressed with you right now. Yes, we did have a little bit of a break over the holidays, but a lot of Star Wars stuff happening there, so we just decided to come back with aplomb and talk about particular things. What's really cool today is that we have a last-minute special guest, which is pretty cool, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we were going to ease our way back in, the young Madawan and myself, Master Ken Nobi, from our well-deserved vacation. You deserved a vacation. I'll even say I deserved a vacation. You, the fans, well, I know you've been clamoring for us to come back, but we are back. But we're live here on the YouTube channel, which is a great addition to the show. And we're going to take your phone calls at some point in the show, so stand by. We'll have the phone number there for that. It is, if you want to write it down now, it's 424-256-1729. But the phone lines are not open yet. But we were going to ease ourselves back in.
Yeah.
And we are in Studio A here at the AfterBuzz TV Popcorn Talk Network studios.
I like to think this is the Rebel base on Hoth. It's kind of got the different lighting.
It does kind of have that look. That's not bad. So because of that, because it's a little bit of a change today, we got Steven is in the engineer booth. Say hi, Steven.
Oh, hey.
And I know, Steven, you know your Star Wars and you love your Star Wars too, so we'll, I'm sure, throw it to you today too. I'm glad to have you here on the Alliance today. But on the couch is our friend and compadre, normally the engineer, JT3PO.
JTEPO?
JTEPO? Is that what we're calling you?
Jawa JTE?
JTE3PO? I don't know. You guys know Star Wars better than I do.
JTE, Josh the engineer from the Schmoes Know Movie Show.
Certainly
box
not
office
fluent
breakdown.
in over 6 million languages, but still.
I'll just make a lot of people.
So you're here helping us kind of monitor the comments today, and also we got that story. We're going to talk about the Raid 2 actors being cast, and since Maude and I don't really watch movies,
No.
unless they have lightsabers in them, or Willow.
Or dragons.
Or someone says, inconceivable.
Oh.
Those are our movies. You're a big fan of that movie, so we're going to talk about that story later. But
Inconceivable!
Exactly. Never started a land war in Southeast Asia. But JT, you're gonna give us you're gonna help. You're gonna monitor the chat boards. Anything popping up interesting yet?
Yeah. Well, what's up, JT? JT3PO.
Hey, if someone can get if they can get a better nickname for you, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Work in progress here.
A lot of people saying hi right now. You know, there's a little lag between the live feed and the show, but
That's
Hi.
great
So
that
far.
people are back. But JT, I know you don't know Star Wars like us, like you know Marvel movies, or
yeah,
you know.
I grew up with Star Wars. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the VHS. I used to watch Empire all the time. So I don't know why it just didn't stick. It didn't stick in my head like the facts for like Rocky.
It's like you just got over it.
Yeah.
Do you think we should?
Oh, let's put him in the chair.
Let's ask him.
The top 5 Star Wars questions.
Oh, top 5. Awesome. Okay.
I think I just did Superman.
Yeah, I can talk
Wait a
Superman
second.
all day.
You and Riley.
Yeah.
Let's give you the 5 most important Star Wars questions.
Okay.
To get to know you and what gauge your level. So, what was the first time you ever saw Star Wars?
You know what? I grew up a huge fan of Indiana Jones.
Okay.
And Harrison Ford was like my guy. Like Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom is probably the one I watched the most.
Really?
I know, but I'm looking through a kid's eye, and I love that scene where he's ripping the heart out.
I hated that.
That tormented me as a
And-
kid.
Kalima.
Kalima.
Exactly, Kalima. And so Harrison Ford was in Star Wars, and my uncle would be like, "Oh, you like Indiana Jones? You gotta watch Star Wars."
Wait a minute. So you're the only person in the universe who was like, "Oh, that Indiana Jones guy's in Star Wars."
Yeah, it was Indiana. Most people probably go from Star Wars to Indiana.
Yes.
I went from Indiana
It's
to Star
called
Wars.
What We Do in Society.
Yeah, I'll blame it. It was my uncle. My uncle had this. I remember my uncle had this closet of just VHS tapes. And we would watch Howard the Duck, which is horrible, but we loved it. We would watch Indiana Jones and Star Wars. Mostly The Empire Strikes Back, I think, is the one he actually had recorded on VHS. So that's the one we would watch the most. But yeah, I mean, again, I love the Star Wars movies, but Indiana Jones was kind of like the trilogy for me.
So in the Star Wars universe, oh wait, which one was your favorite movie then? I think you answered it. Empire.
It's Empire.
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah.
Favorite character though?
You know, everyone says Han Solo. I always was.
No, just don't worry
I'm
about
not.
what
I'm not
anyone
gonna say.
thinks.
I'm not gonna say Han Solo.
What do you feel?
My favorite was Vader.
Vader, okay.
Ooh.
Vader was the thing. He was the one I was always most interested in, and that which made me so excited for the prequels. Let's not get into that.
Right.
But yeah, Vader. For me, it's Vader. I always kind of go more towards the bad guys.
Does that mean you have a quote of Vader's that you throw into day-to-day conversation?
That's JT doing thug life right there. I go for the bad guys.
Bad guys.
Vader, Zod,
A
those
Vader
my
later.
guys. Molaron, those my guys.
Yeah. Well, I think with Star Wars, the Sith are always the cooler ones. Really, come on. Luke was kind of a just a little dweeby guy.
Yeah.
He's a little dweeby. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I mean, Darth Maul, the Emperor,
scary.
Darth Vader, they're the cool ones. They're the cool thing. Everyone wants the red lightsaber. No one wants the blue one.
Yeah.
So not true.
So not
That's
true.
for him.
All
Thank
right.
God.
Well, for me it is. Yeah.
You were going to ask about the quotes, though? Yeah?
Yeah, if you love Vader so much, is there like a quote that you find yourself saying in day-to-day conversation?
You know what? Even though Vader's my favorite, the quote I always like the most, and I probably said more, is the Han Solo.
Which one?
I know.
How many times
Really? I mean, I
tell you that they love you?
Yeah, I would use it for just any.
Wait a minute. Did you just question how many women have loved him?
But I would use it for everything.
Oh, okay.
Let's get
Like-
back to
I
that.
mean, like,
Let's get back to the fact that Mom's like, wait, what
How
women
many-
have ever said I love
Well,
you
like-
no,
to
the
you?
fact that you say it a
Yeah,
lot.
no, I totally understand what you're saying. My girlfriend would be like, I'd tell my girlfriend, I'm ordering a pizza with extra pepperoni, just like you like it. She'd be like, oh, that's the way I love it. And I would be like, I know.
Okay.
Wow,
Great
okay.
example. Has she said I love you to you yet?
Which one?
Which girlfriend?
Yeah, which girlfriend?
At the moment?
No. The past girlfriends,
Yeah.
the worst feeling in the world is when a girl says it and you're like, oh, thank you.
Oh.
I don't throw that word back
So
lately.
he's using Han Solo lines to get out of
Exactly, thank you.
commitment in relationships.
It's an
I
amazing-
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Ghost did Ditto.
Okay.
That was one I used for a while.
All right.
Ditto.
If you could have a force power, what would it be? To get out of relationships?
Again, are you like, whoa, women, what's happening?
It's got to be the Force as far as like the pull grab thing. Like
You don't wanna
I
pull
mean,
things
I
close.
just want to, I want to. Sometimes I just don't want to grab my remote.
So
Yeah.
you want to pull
I
the
just
remote
want to be able
closer?
to pull the remote closer.
You don't want to pull women closer.
Yes, remote, not you. Back off.
That is a good way. If I had that kind of power, it'd be very similar to Zapped.
Okay.
Scott Baio movie.
All
If you
right.
know what I'm talking about, then you know.
I know
what I'm talking
Beowulf, but that's the
Beowulf.
only Bayo I've got.
about. But yeah, I mean, you could just close doors without getting up.
Right.
Probably turn on my
I'm-
air
I'm
conditioner
there
without
too.
getting up. That's pretty
Sounds
much
like
it.
you do need a force push in there.
Sounds
as
like
well,
you're
though.
never gonna get up.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
pretty much,
exactly.
yeah.
Jabba.
Yeah, I will
Jabba
be
in training.
Jabba after that
Yeah.
power, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that's how
okay.
the huts were made. Maybe they had
The Force.
the force,
And they just told the guy
and
to
they were
shape.
so lazy that over the millennium, their
Oh, but
legs
you know what?
dissipated.
It's not true because I would use it in sports too. I play a lot of basketball. I would love to just like push that ball from going in the hoop.
No,
or if
but
I'm
then they're
playing
like-
golf, if I'm golfing,
Get it in.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
in there.
No, you'd get to a stage where you're like, I have to get up to play sport.
Yeah. Yeah, you turn into
It would
Jabba.
be.
Shut the
I see
door.
what you're saying. It's a slippery slope.
You get one of those cheeseburgers from that place in Pasadena you like so much, and you be on there, Yeah, I get it.
True.
More on Jabba later,
So
though.
the final question is, I think we already know the answer.
Yeah, we already know.
We already know the answer because you clearly have. But
What's
would
that?
you ever turn to the dark side of the Force?
I would start in the dark side.
Yeah, there is no light in
So
you.
the question is, would you ever turn to the light?
What is there on the light side? You can't even. If you're a Jedi, you can't marry. It's like you can't even have a girlfriend.
You have a point. He has a point.
I mean, it's like I'm sorry.
It's like the Oasis song "Cigarettes and Alcohol," but there are
Yeah.
no cigarettes and alcohol in heaven. So I'm going to hell type thing. That's
Yeah.
what you're saying with the Force, the light side.
yeah, there's no rules. You can do whatever you want, and you get electricity powers, which is awesome.
So you basically wanting some Sith. I'm not finishing that sentence. Yeah, I am. Sith pussy! Is that it? Is that all
Yes.
you're after?
I'll dip in the chocolate any day.
Wow,
The dark side,
But
all right?
also, the Force.
we are learning a lot.
Can I also
about
say you
JT.
can't see the Force? Electricity, at least you can see it. It looks cool.
Okay, that's the
has
5
been a
questions with
great
JT.
return to the Jedi Alliance, learning a lot about JTE. So normally this time we break into renewed hope, but we wanted to, like I said, it's a little bit of a looser show, but we do have something to talk about today.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, news broke today that cast from the Raid 2 are going to be in this particular, The Force Awakens, but not as a main character, just to keep authenticity with CGI effects and keeping it real. So, JT, while you are in the hot seat, we thought we'd get you to have a chat about this story because you are a big fan of the Raid and the Raid 2.
Yeah, huge fan of those movies. Two of the best action films in the last decade, in my opinion. If you just want bone-crushing fighting sequences, this is where you go to. And I was mentioning to Ken before, it's kind of like Ray Park.
Yep.
I think they're going for that angle. I'm looking at schmoesknow.com right now by Mr. Riley. They've gotten the main actor, whose name I will attempt to pronounce.
Iko
Uwas? It's like Iwo.
Iko Uwas, Ryan Ruhian, and Sisip Arif Rahman, which sounds like a droid.
C-3PO right now.
Yeah.
And they're more known for their stunts and their choreography than their acting.
Right.
The main character from the Raid doesn't even speak English. I met him during screening for Raid 2 and Cinefamily, and Gareth Evans, the director, actually had to translate for me and him as I was talking to him.
Wow.
So I don't see him having a big speaking role in this film. Like I said, it's going to be very much like Ray Park. He's just going to be doing flips and
the Darth Maul thing. This story was broke by Jeff Snyder of The Wrap and Jeff on Meet the Movie Press. I'm sure Friday we'll talk about it more with Mark Riley. They said they bill it as another member of the Raid stunt team. So they're actors, but it is kind of a stunt team, and there's a lot of that kind of fighting in those movies, obviously,
Yeah, right. Well, we've seen this before with Keanu Reeves' new one. John Wick has a little, John Wick, where the directors were actually, they have a background in stunt work. And so they were stunt directors and then they directed a movie. So the whole premise of the movie wasn't about the story, it was about the action sequences. And my God, it was full of them. I want to know from you guys, because the big difference between the lightsaber battles, prequels and originals, is like the parkour and the jumping and the twists. And I actually thought that fight with Darth Maul was one of the better things of the prequels. I thought it was beautiful. But a lot of people are saying it's just so different from when Obi-Wan and Darth Vader got together, because it was just...
That first fight was pretty lame.
65-year-old man and 7-foot-tall weightlifter.
And then you just see the Force being used in there, the Force push, the twists, the turns.
I agree, and that it was a different departure because it could have had to. But even the fight in Jedi had some flips and stuff. Obviously, it's just improved what you can do on film. I love the Darth Maul fights. Love them. They are absolutely. I totally bought into that. I'm curious to see if these guys are even gonna have lightsabers in this one. There's some spoiler stuff. We can do some speculation, some Kermit the Frog spoiler arms. They're saying that this could be tied to Andy Serkis's role, that he leads a team. And this also, remember when they cast those newcomers and won a contest? There was a Pip Anderson and Crystal Clark.
He was a parkour expert.
Parkour expert. So this could all tie together. This could be some kind of Sith assassin team, or maybe.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I think that if they come in and they're like, obviously they're fueled by the Force, so you don't just walk in and you are all over the shop with this. I would love to see parkour, and I think parkour is one of the most beautiful, stunning things to watch. It looks effortless, and it's probably one of the hardest things to do in the world. So the fact that they're getting these guys in that are like an extra human level, that's kind of encouraging more of the Force side of things. So I think these action sequences are going to blow our faces off.
Absolutely.
Are you guys worried it might get a little too martial artsy?
Yes,
I don't want the Jedi to be like ninjas, really, do you?
Yes, initially, and I'm not saying that because it's the Raid 2 cast. Yeah. I'm saying that I'm not making that generalization. I'm just saying that means with the parkour and stuff. Yeah, it could be a lot of stuff that I'm not used to seeing, but it's a new universe, man. It's 30, 35 years after. We're ready for something new. There could be a new training that came up, from the dark side. A new, there's a different style of lightsaber fighting if you break that down.
That's also been mentioned in Rebels at the moment. The Inquisitor, every time he battles with Kanan, is just like, I know your technique, and it's not even great. So I think that studying techniques, it's actually a big part of the Star Wars universe now, like how you're trained to fight. Who was your master that taught you their lightsaber technique? So that could be a big thing. And you're right, if all these Sith assassins are being, made into an army in a way, and they are all just like, that could be kind of cool. But you're right, too much of it, and it could take away from what the movie's supposed to be all about, and it would just be another, like a Jackie Chan movie.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I'm just
Will
thinking,
we hear that?
I agree with JTE a little bit. Because one of the things that I loved about the first three movies that were made, not the first three movies, was that there was a sense of you're dealing with a lightsaber that could kill you at any moment. Like any little slice is going to severely mangle you. So the battles were very, fast-paced at times, but then slow-paced. Like they had a nice pacing to them. You go into episode 1, episode 2, 3, it's like, it's so fast. that you feel like these people don't even care about their lives. They're not dealing with...
Yeah, and to your point, Stephen, too, one thing I will say about the prequel lightsaber fights is they're very obviously clearly choreographed because they were. It's a dance move. You flash forward now to last season of Game of Thrones, Brienne of Tarth and the Hounds fight. It's one of the best sword fights ever on screen because of the brutality of it, the realism. I'd love to see some of that in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Just some real, and maybe with the Sith saber, the broad saber, maybe we'll get that now.
Well, do you agree one of the best lightsaber battles to me is Empire, is because while I love Phantom Menace and there's all the choreography, it just feels like two guys who are really skilled with a lightsaber.
It looks pretty, and I think it is pretty, but yeah.
Yeah.
But the Empire one, to go into my pro wrestling world, there's a story behind it.
Yeah.
You can tell a story with a 20-minute headlock if you want, if you do it right, and that's what Empire was. There was a big story behind it, and that's what brought it out as maybe the best emotionally.
I caught a bit of a comment before, and thanks guys for writing in as well and supporting my foul mouth. But one of the best things as well, and I have to agree with this person, is for the lightsaber battle in the prequels, namely with Darth Maul, the choreography was great, but what really did it for me, Duel of the Fates, that song. I just think that was some of the best music to support one of the best choreographed pieces.
Yeah.
So that's got me excited about, seeing these flips and ninja stars or whatever we're going to get. Oh my gosh, can you imagine that in like a little lightsaber? Anyway, I'm getting, there it is. Oh, it's so good!
It is.
Love it!
That's how you get. I've seen you put your makeup on like this in video, right? There's a video out there.
So that's how we get Maude to have energy after a vacation.
Yes.
You've solved it, Stephen. That's it.
So much. I get goosebumps every time without fail.
In about 2 minutes, she's going to start crying. Just the emotions are going to kick over. That's awesome. Well, go ahead, JT.
I think you made a good point. Like, for me, the best lightsaber battles are the ones that have an emotional current to them, not just the fancy moves. Like, when Obi-Wan's waiting to get his chance at Darth Maul, when that force field comes down, and then when you see the frustration between Obi-Wan and Hayden Christensen as Anakin, that last battle they have, there's so much emotion behind it.
Yeah,
I'm more concerned about that than actual.
It's a hard sell too.
With that last one, it's supposed to be about the story, but it ended up being about jumping lava pits and flips.
Towards the end, I give you that, but at first, when they first start fighting, you feel the. You feel the energy. But the ending was horrible.
It was good. It's also, there's a stylistic change. I mean, the movies made in the 70s and 80s. It's obviously a little different to maybe some younger generation. And Stephen, I'll throw it to you. You're slightly younger than me, right there, young man?
A little bit.
Old gray hairs of me. When you see the old ones, Jedi, Empire, and those lightsaber fights compared to the new ones, how did you react? Did you I'm used to the Matrix and all that kind of stuff? I'm curious.
I'm a big fan of putting filmmakers in a small sandbox.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is I think when you have to use the resources that you have and you don't have the unlimited resources, it forces you to be clever, it forces you to make decisions that force the storytelling to be better. One of my favorite stories of good storytelling is the very first scene of any Star Wars when they have the white ship that's completely white and Darth Vader walks in.
Sure.
And you know immediately that he's the villain. You don't need a dialogue like, I'm the villain. You don't need that. Because they didn't have the money to film a scene where they have all this. They just needed that set design, that character design, that scene design. I don't feel like they put enough...
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's a great point. All right, let's move on from the Raid 2. There was also a leaked TIE Fighter thing, a picture of a new TIE Fighter. I didn't look at it. Did you?
No.
I didn't. I don't want to. You looked at it?
I looked at it.
Don't spoil it for me.
I won't spoil it.
You jerk.
Just going to say it's not that much of a big
It's not that much different. I bet. I imagine. What else can you do with
All I still remember is TIE Fighter, TIE Bomber, TIE Interceptor.
Yeah, and TIE Advanced. And Vader's TIE Fighter.
I didn't know there was more than one TIE Fighter.
What?
There's
What?
The one with the tennis ball and the...
I cut his mic.
Yeah, thank you.
I had to cut his mic.
Cut his mic for that.
Tennis ball?
Oh
my God.
Did you get any Star Wars Christmas gifts, Monty?
Did I? Let's talk about some of the haul that I got over Christmas time.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I posted a photo up on the Facebook page and the...
I have shoe envy. I texted you that. I have shoe envy.
Yeah. So these are my Vans that I got, and they're the Hoth. So there's a Wampa there, and there's the Death Star, and there's an AT-AT, not an AT-AT, just FYI.
Now you're the jerk.
So I got some cool kicks. The best part was I sent the one Christmas list to all of the members of my family going, hey, here's a list, talk amongst yourselves and figure it out. No one spoke, so I have 2 pairs of these.
Hey.
2 pairs. So
That's great. I love those shoes. The Vans line, I didn't buy any of the Vans lines because I didn't like any of the designs, really.
I've been seeing so many more that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, so
Everyone's like, I've got the black and white ones, I've got the other ones.
You know I love Hoth. That's like one of my favorite sequences. So I
What size foot have you got?
we might be able to fit.
There you go.
Anything else cool?
I did. I've got the Bounty Hunter code. This is one from my brother. I think you were saying that it comes in, there's other ones like the Jedi code and So now they've branched out and done the Bounty Hunter code. I had a quick flip through and I really like the rustic look of it. So this is like a Sean, like ripped apart
It
kind
looks
of
like
book.
Dengar wrote it on his way to a mission and just kind of put it in his journal.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh.
Read the first line for me.
What?
Just in the green pen there.
Wait a minute. I'm totally... Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I must have force powers.
What happened?
Dengar gave me this copy of the handbook. Bosk and Greedo must have owned it before him. Their notes are written throughout, knowing what... I didn't... And I looked... I was peeking through this before the show, but I was just looking at the pictures.
That's incredible.
I think I might be a Star Wars nerd.
I think you're a bounty hunter.
Maybe.
Maybe you don't even... Oh, but you need the Force to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Wow, interesting.
So in it, there's like kind of notes and scrolls all the way through it that Boba has written
awesome.
in it all. So there's codes like non-government bounties, system permits, capture permits, evaluation, the hunt, how you do,
Wait, there's permits?
Yeah.
I
you
got to
get
read
particular
this.
Permits.
Could you imagine IG-88, the droid bounty hunter from Empire, filling out like a capture permit?
Aw.
I'm here to get... Did you fill out? It's like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You didn't get the bounty hunter permit form.
All I can think of is HK from Knights of the Old Republic.
Just filling out stuff.
HK, respect. And then retirement as well is a chapter in there
That's
too.
awesome.
So that's kind of cool. I
Good
mean,
little
I
book.
play a bounty hunter in the Star Wars D6 tabletop game that I have, so I kind of think that this is
You got to bring that now.
some good tips in that.
Outstanding.
What about you? What did you get?
Well, this has been on the show before, but I did get the lightsaber sunglasses
So cool.
for Christmas. I'm going to wear these.
You wouldn't have ears technically.
Yeah, technically. Talk about your broadswords. I'm going to wear these to a party and see if I can meet any young ladies. And then I did buy myself this Christmas gift.
Nice.
The new Lego, the mini microfighters. They got the snow speeder on Hoth.
I like that a lot.
I got myself that because I buy myself gifts.
Does it break your heart every time you read the age requirement and it's like 6 to 12 and you're like, oh, come on.
No, I've been buying so many Legos in my adult life that I brush past that.
Yeah, it's like not even fair. Don't tell me what to do.
First 5 years, I was like, oh, I'm buying this for my friend's son. Now I'm just like, could you get out of the way? I need to add that to my collection, kid.
Yeah, move, bitch. I'm getting my toys.
Move. So, yeah, it was good. I got a lot of Game of Thrones stuff, too, for Christmas I bought myself. So, you?
And me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Can't
Absolutely.
wait.
We're doing some Game of Thrones homework, but that's a different show in a different universe. I also got, and we're not going to do a full review yet. And I have to loan this to head schmo Christian Harloff.
This looks pretty.
It is the book I've been talking about, How Star Wars Conquered the Universe.
The past, the present, and the future.
By Chris Taylor. And this was recommended for me to read by a comedian and writer named Joseph Scrimshaw, who's actually going to be a guest on our show next week. He's a big Star Wars guy. And he said, you got to check this book out. I got it. I read it in about 5 days.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, and you even, JT, might enjoy this. And our good friend Alicia Malone's even going to read this once I get it back from Christian, because there's a lot of film history, a lot of stuff about Lucas and Coppola, how they started, how Lucas was going to be doing Apocalypse Now and backed off, the whole Star Wars Chronicles, or the Star Wars Adventures of Luke Starkiller was going. And it's stuff that I thought I knew. And there's a lot of things like, I knew that. But then there's so many things. And Mark Riley, editor-in-chief of SchmoesKnow.com, is reading it right now, too. And same thing. He brushed through it in 4 or 5 days.
Wow.
There's so many new things you learn. And you gain a big respect for Lucas.
Yeah.
And then you get to the part about the prequels, and it does not hold punches.
Oh, that's so good.
And there's a lot of talk about he was surrounded by yes men.
Everyone knew that.
And also, and I won't reveal it, but in here they talk about the guy Chris Taylor is a journalist, so it's a very journalistic approach to the research here. He gets a hold of the first draft of the story of Phantom Menace, and I can tell you, and I think even you would like, JT, the first draft would have been awesome.
Oh, no.
No, don't say
It would
that.
have been a story based, I'll say it's based around Obi-Wan.
Did it have Jar Jar?
It did, yes, Stephen, it had Jar Jar, but guess what? I guess I'm talking about it now. Jar Jar was not a joke character. He was actually serious and sullen and more of a mentor. Oh. And Obi-Wan was the main character.
Same thing happened with Indy 4. Frank Darabont wrote a great spec script for Indy 4, and then Lucas came in and said, throw UFOs in there and all this stuff. And
oh my God, that was so insulting.
This book talks about how it goes. The story, the draft I'm talking about is the first draft.
Oh.
The second draft, which changes everything dramatically, is what they got basically go picture on.
Oh,
now, as a screenwriter, I can tell you, you got 35 drafts of scripts before you even let it see the light of day. Second draft, they were like, all right, good, let's go with
That's what I'm saying, man. They just decide to go with stuff. They don't take their time. They're not methodical.
I agree. So anyway, I highly recommend this book. It's a Christmas gift to myself, and I share it with you now how Star Wars conquered the universe, the past, present, and future, the multi-billion-dollar franchise. I'm going to read again, take notes, and I'm going to try to reach out, try to get Chris Taylor on the show, too. He's a big Star Wars guy, and it comes through, too. He is a fan. He treats it with respect. He treats Lucas with respect. I'm telling you, it doesn't dish on him. It just speaks the truth.
Does the book, is it pretty even when it covers prequels and original, or is it more heavy towards originals?
The prequels, I wish there was a little bit more, but it goes all the way up to the sale of to Disney.
Oh, really?
It goes all the way up. The book came out in September.
Okay.
So there's a lot about that sale, a lot about what was going on there, and how people, Lucasfilm knew what was going on. The employees were like, what happened to those 10 employees? They're gone. Something's happening.
It's yet another book to not read, to read over A New Dawn. Like this one as well. I mean, does any of them over New Dawn?
Henceforth, you will be called Darth Maude. Right.
I kind of had to taste the dark side just then, and I liked it.
Yeah. I finished Tarkin, too. We're going to do a full review on Tarkin. I haven't even
started Tarkin. Do you know what I've done, though? 7 seasons of Buffy. What?
I did see that.
If I hear one more time. Oof, anyway.
So we'll be talking about Tarkin soon, do a full review there. And
there it is! Wow!
Stephen has found the way to wake Maude up. Have you felt it? There's been an awakening.
Right.
Cool. So from there, we are going to move into our favorite segment, Duel of the Fates.
Well done.
Yeah, we didn't even plan that. JT, you're going to be able to contribute to this one too. Stephen, I want your vote as well. This week's Duel of Fates, when you can join the conversation now live on the YouTube conversation chat room page, and also up on our Facebook page, Jedi Alliance, and our Twitter page at Jedi Alliance SK, and you can weigh in here. This one is kind of a fun one, Marty.
We have Would You Rather, and this is like one of those Would You Rather kind of situations. So neither is great, but it's what we would rather. Sleep inside a Tauntaun or take a nap on Jabba. This sounds like a, like a thing from Survivor.
Yeah, it's kind of, Jeff Probst is there going, all right, for $200 in Survivor money, what would you do? So it's pretty simple. We've seen it both in Empire Strikes Back. I thought there's a little bit on the outside. And moves Luke in there. And then you got poor Princess Leia captured, put onto Jabba's lap. Ula, the dancing girl, may she rest in peace, has to sit on his lap. It's
that green spittle that's like down the side of his
So I'll throw it to you first.
Well, neither's great.
Yeah.
I mean...
Don't you scoff.
It's true.
And I'm a little bit Tauntaun here.
I'm a little bit Jabba the Hutt.
So...
You love your puns.
That was a good pun. Oh my gosh! So the Tauntaun's going to stink. It's going to stink so bad.
Yeah.
There's intestines all around you.
Yeah.
But it's a life or death situation.
Sure.
Both are kind of against the will. But one's a survival, and one's a slave act.
Yeah, and I was going to even say, as a woman, it probably we see that what Jabba does.
Man, that bloody.
And if you read some of the detailed stuff, Jabba didn't just like eating the frogs. You know what I mean? Like there were some reasons those girls were there. So
what are you saying?
What am I saying?
Look,
you know
he's
what
not
I'm
using his hands, is he? Because it's not.
Read some of it's unofficial, non-canon stuff,
Gotcha,
but the story of Ula the dancing girl is a little disgusting.
All right.
So your choice might be even simpler.
But I mean, I'm against animal cruelty as well.
Bad.
Well, Jabba's kind of an animal.
Well, but the tauntaun had died. It had died from the cold, and so it was resourceful.
It was like the shrimp I had for dinner last night. It died. It served a purpose.
But have you ever sat on
After I
a
ordered
beanbag
it.
and went, "This is bloody comfortable"?
It's true.
Because that's what Jabba.
I feel like Jabba would have a very leathery feel too. It'd be almost like a leather beanbag tray.
As a child of the 70s who spent many of my formative years on a beanbag, I never once thought of it as Jabba, but maybe now, retrospectively, I will think.
With a leather case.
I have a confession, and it honestly does just come down to this.
Okay.
It's Jabba kind of looks like that amphibian kind of thing. So it's that
Gotcha.
that kind of like it looks like a giant worm.
Yeah.
I have an extreme phobia of toads, namely cane toads, so much that I can't even stand frogs. So that texture of the skin and me being
Wouldn't
next
do.
to that
Yeah.
is just
All right.
like I would go swimming in the intestines.
So you're going Tauntaun
I'm going
because
Tauntaun.
of that. JT.
And Google cane toad if you're not from
I'm not
Queensland
going
in
to.
Australia. It's frightening.
Oh man, that's tough. Here's the thing: we know the inside of that thing stinks.
We know the
know that.
outside of Jabba stinks too.
Do they say he stinks?
Did you want me to?
I don't think you need anyone to tell you that Jabba stinks.
I don't know.
think there's a lot of showers
He's
or
got
baths.
all those slaves. They're probably, they got towels. They're wiping them down.
Do you want me to like breathe down your neck and be like, see how you like it?
I'd probably go Jabba.
You go.
Jabba.
So JT's gonna nap on Jabba. Steven, what are you gonna do? Tauntaun? You're gonna sleep inside a Tauntaun, nap on Jabba.
I'd totally sleep inside a tauntaun.
I thought you were gonna say sleep inside a
Jabba.
Jabba.
I mean, nah, dude, that's because Jabba, like, you're chained up and you can't leave. A tauntaun, you're like, you know what, this sucks. I'm gonna just go out in the cold and die.
You have an option to die.
Yeah.
Well, Jabba, Ula, the dancing girl, proved you have an option to die too. So, all right.
This little guy looks comfortable. Scrum or whatever his name is.
Salacious B. Crumb.
What about our mysterious guest in there? What would you do, Tauntaun or Jabba?
It's Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
I'll tell him 1 sec.
Okay, Duel of the Fates. Would you rather, JT? What
That's
are
the
some of
other
our
thing.
fans
Like,
saying?
if you are like chained and having betting against Jabba's belly,
Yeah.
Salacious B. Crumb is laughing at you the whole time as well. Yeah.
Tyler Myler says, "I'll go Jabba. He's more cushy."
Yeah, Jabba's like a living leather couch. Carlos said.
Yeah.
Which I
But
kind
he's
of
licking
agree.
you. It's a couch that licks
He's
you.
not gonna. You could look how far you can get down on that tail. He can't reach you. He's got no neck.
All right, mystery guest. What would you do?
He would.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I would hang out in Jabba's palace. Are you kidding me?
Okay,
there
so
you
you
go.
take a nap on Jabba's belly.
So
Christian
all of you
Harlow.
obviously
Why
have
not?
a sex dungeon. That's obvious
It's a sex
now.
dungeon. I'd probably be hammered from whatever they're serving on R2.
Jabba juice.
Look at Jabba's smoking some stuff there.
He's
Yeah.
got some hookah. You got some frogs to eat. So, that's right. There's frogs there too.
warm.
You definitely want to stay away.
Ugh, I hate.
What are some of the other
frogs and
fans saying?
toads.
This one guy says, you could listen to the inside of Jabba as you lay your head down. There's probably a lot of gas
Yeah.
going on in there.
His
Lewis
digestive
Jordan
system.
says that.
Oh my god, he would fart as well. He would. I don't know where his bot hole is, but
This guy,
he's bound to.
I am Ninja Panda said Jabba smells like
A mix of burnt feces
feces
and
and
death. That's probably pretty accurate. The gag reflex just, you okay there? Okay.
I thought they smelled bad.
So I think it's pretty split. Tauntaun, Jabba.
We don't have a. Yeah, well, we'll.
I
Go.
would have to go Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba. Thank you.
I there's no way I could be a doctor. I have no problems with blood, but you start showing me videos of surgeries and people opening
I'm the
things up.
same, though.
I can't do it. One of my worst scenes in all of Star Wars is he cuts open the Tauntaun, and the guts come out. I'm out. I'd rather lay on Jabba, hang out, play some cards with Salacious, be watching the fat dancing girl move
You're gonna
around.
think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
It makes me hungry when he opens up the tauntaun. It looks like rice pudding coming out. I'm
No,
like, oh man,
no,
I want some
that's
Indian
disturbing,
food.
Stephen, that's disturbing,
It's like
sir.
something from
How
Temple
dare
of
you,
Doom.
sir.
That's like something you would find
Yeah,
in Temple
because
of Doom.
Temple of Doom, snake, surprise.
Yeah.
That whole
Oh,
scene
horrible.
is disturbing.
Ah.
That movie, I'm telling you, it scarred my childhood. The heart and spiders and snake babies, no, can't do it. So for that reason alone, I'd be on the outside of Jabba, taking a nice, comfy, smelly, burnt feces death nap.
But you're not having a nap. You're getting fondled.
You know what?
You all just became Jabba the Slut, okay?
Every
Let's be
woman
honest.
that's dated me probably thinks I'm Jabba, so maybe it's a role reversal time. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for everyone.
We are going to be putting that question up on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Make sure you search the Jedi Alliance on the Schmoes Know Network and cast your vote there after the show, because that's where I tally the votes. So if you're doing it in the chat room now, that's great, but it's redundant. So put it on the Facebook page.
Absolutely, it'll be on the Facebook page, and don't forget to we read all your questions and comments and everything. We do get to it. We did take these the last 3 weeks off, but Maude and I love checking what you guys have to say about Star Wars. We love celebrating the saga with you, and because of that, the last 10 minutes of this show, we're going to open up the phone lines.
Absolutely. The number, get your pens right now or get a keyboard, or no one even writes anymore, let's be honest. The number is 256, medication, 1729.
Number once again, 424-256-1729. Call in with your request for Pearl Jam. So
Can you guys play Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy spoke. So, Stephen, just let me know when you got some calls. We're going to take it wide open. Questions for you, from you, the fans, to us. And as we look forward to 2015, the year of Star Wars, The Force Awakens.
Can we kick one off?
Yep.
Curtis Schultz on our message, because they randomly pop up on the Facebook page. It's like, you have a message. And I'm like, oh, what is it? And it's like, I love getting those.
We got a caller on the line.
Oh, we have a caller.
We'll go finish that with Curtis.
This is a fun one, Curtis Schultz said, seen an interesting YouTube video on the Jedi Oath and the Sith Oath. They made a great point that the Sith Oath is like what most everybody does every day. Check it out and look it up. The Sith Oaths let you know what you think. Oh my God. No, the second one. No, the second part of it. I've got it. No, does anyone know how Luke gets his X-Wing back from Cloud City, or did he just get a new one? That's all I wanted to say.
That's all you wanted to get to.
That's it.
All right. That's a great question.
He wrote a lot.
How does Luke get his X-Wing back after Cloud City, or does he just get a new one?
Because he flies in from Dagobah to Bespin.
But I know, I get it, JT.
Yeah,
It's probably he just bought another one down at the dealership. But it's one of those things, those little loopholes that I love about Star Wars.
No one ever thought of.
No one thought. Wait, how does he? It just leaves it parked there?
Can I ask you guys a question? I'm sure this has been asked by every Star Wars fan. I was watching Family Guy.
Yes.
The something Dark Side. It was on TBS the other day. When Lando's wearing Han Solo's.
Well, that's what we talked about. When the Millennium Falcon just comes with a vest. Let's go to the phones.
Okay,
Let's go to the
okay.
phones. Welcome to Jedi Alliance. You are on. What do you got?
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Lewis.
I need a tissue so bad, Lewis.
Just wanted to bring up the topic. I know there's been a lot of people going back and forth about who's going to be playing what in Force Awakens coming out, and I actually posted this over the weekend, and one of the characters that I've been thinking about that is going to be from Sydow, someone who's going to be from the prequels, but yet a minor character, someone really doesn't know that a whole lot about. Honestly, at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Ramus Antilles.
You think it's going to be who? Sorry, say again. Maude was blowing her nose.
It's going to be Ramus Antilles.
Okay. From Clan Antilles, which had a lot to do Wedge's family and Captain Antilles. So this is an Alderaanian family who had ties to the Organa family. They were probably the two most prominent families on Alderaan.
And they all just happened to be captains of the fleet.
So is that what you're saying, Lewis? You're speculating that Sydow could be Ramus Antilles?
Yeah, I say that on a couple of different reasons.
Sure.
One, because you didn't see that much of him in The Revenge of the Sith, and two, he was the one supposedly that was being choked out by Darth Vader physically, that was lifted up in the air at the beginning of A New Hope. You actually heard his throat being crushed, but you never actually saw the man die. And if you look at the artwork of what Max von Sydow's character supposedly is going to be, mostly cyborg, you see the robotic features around the neck, so maybe the prosthetics could be to help him cope with all the trauma his body went through.
I'll tell you, that is an interesting theory.
You wrote that on the Facebook page, didn't you? Because I've read this theory. I've read everything that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's one I have not heard a lot. I've heard a lot about Sydow's character, a lot of the Plagueis talk with him, either him or Circus or something like that. Christian Harloff will say Plagueis 5 times every hour, so you just kind of assume.
Ding. It should be a drinking game.
It should be a drinking game, but I've not heard anyone from the Antilles clan popping up in the prequel, so that's a good theory. Lewis, thank you so much for the call.
I think they should do that in the new Battlefront game. Star Wars, the new Star Wars game.
Got another call on.
You are on Jedi Alliance. Where are you calling from? Who we got?
Hey guys, this is Alex Welch.
Hey, Alex. Alex Welch, one of the great writers on schmoesknow.com, and a good friend of mine, and also he is I'm Lester Bangs to his William Miller from Almost Famous. Alex, thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir.
What do you got?
I have a question that I think is just like a fun, kind of cool question, which is, if you could be trained by anybody, light or dark side, who would you be trained by?
Well, that's a darn good question.
That's so good.
I would say that I would like to be trained by Kit Fisto. No, that's just a random reference.
Is that actually his name? Kit Fisto?
Kit Fisto is
oh my
the
God,
Jedi. He has the dreads, the green amphibious dreads. Killed. He's the only one to put up a fight with Palpatine, other than Mace Windu when they go to arrest him.
Yes,
He's the only one
yes.
to get to side it.
Yeah, because everyone shoots him in the back.
Yeah.
Dead.
Not Order 66 when they go to arrest Palpatine. Fisto's there, and he's got the green eyes and the dreads. He's the only one that gets a couple shots in. No, if I would like to be trained by. I would say. I'm gonna say Palpatine, man.
I was gonna.
Sheev Palpatine.
But he would never do well with a protege being stronger than him. Yeah, he would always hold you at an arm's distance. And because he's so busy playing the game that you would be just a pawn in the whole game. And so you would think you knew everything, but you wouldn't know anything.
Are you crapping on my dreams?
Yeah. Sorry, man.
That's good points. Marty, who would you?
Well, part of me got really excited at the prospect of Mace Windu training me because I would love Samuel L. Jackson to yell at me. Don't you think that would be like
Raise
that? Is
your
one
lightsaber up.
That would be like one way where you'd be like, "Whoa, yes, sir."
You can get the point across.
Dude.
So you go.
No.
And he'd probably give you a purple lightsaber. Actually, no, he wouldn't.
I just watched the prequels. He had kind of a stick up his butt for that movie. He was
maybe.
He had no sense of humor or anything. He was just like. Rrr.
I love that you're not really a Star Wars
I could
fan,
never have Yoda train me. I could never have Yoda train me.
I don't think I'd have the patience.
No, I'd be like, boom, dark side.
Just can you get to the point?
Point I will get to.
I know Harloff's answer. Darth Bane.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. Steven, who would you be trained by?
Ghost Obi-Wan.
Okay. I like that. Maybe the practical training wouldn't be as
he's like training on the go. Like whenever you need him, he's there.
He's like a Jedi training app.
I don't mind how Anakin trained Ahsoka in the.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. That was kind of like a loose thing. He's like, hey, we're friends, but I'm your teacher.
Yeah.
But it's all cool. We can be cool together in a way.
I like that. You know who's another good choice, and I'll throw you, JT, and because Harloff will laugh and you will laugh, but Kanan.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Because he'd probably be like, hey, here, I'm going to teach you some things, and then when we're done, we'll go get a drink.
Yeah, totally.
All right?
Yeah,
all right.
Kanan.
JT?
I would go Liam Neeson, man. He trained Obi-Wan.
Liam Neeson or Qui-Gon Jinn?
Would it
just be Liam Neeson training
Qui-Gon Jinn.
I don't know anything about Jedis, but I got some skills.
Rewatching the first movie, he taught Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan's like one of the best Jedis, I think, of all the movies.
True.
Like, and he was actually had a little bit of sense of humor. I really thought he was honestly the best thing besides Darth Maul in the prequels.
Interesting. I don't
That's
hear
such
that
a good
lot.
point as well.
It should have been. He should have been.
I thought he was great.
Liam Neeson's Liam Neeson, and I thought he was kind of.
He was a little bit distracted though. As soon as he met Anakin,
he wanted his
was
mom.
out.
He was like, "I've come here. I've met Shmi. I want to. I can't. I've taken this oath." There was sexual tension between him and Shmi. He's like, "Who's the father?" He just kind of appeared. Interesting. You're single.
Yeah.
That's what I took that.
Shmi boner.
Alex, are you still on?
I am.
Who would you be trained by?
For me, I'd probably pick Luke to train me.
Oh,
Really?
You're
Wow.
a good kid from Iowa, Alex. Living out there in Iowa, I should say, and that makes sense.
Back in my day when I was hunting womp rats.
But who knows? Who knows? The new Master Luke might have some dark, crusty edges to him. He might be like, you know what? I tried to play it cool for a while. You know
He's
what that
gonna
got
be like
me?
Obi-Wan.
A lack of a hand.
You know who does have dark, crusty edges?
Yeah,
Uncle Owen.
that's true. He didn't used to. He didn't used to. All right, next, let's get another call up if we got one. Take a couple more here in the minutes.
Caller, you're on the line.
Caller, go ahead.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Well-
it's great. Now that you're here, who's this?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you guys too
What's your
well.
name?
Just want to say, love the podcast. You guys are awesome. I watch it every week.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I got
Frank.
a question for
Kim?
you.
Bob.
Okay, so
John?
Christian Harloff did a video a little while ago. He
Not
was
familiar
kind of
with him.
speculating about who was in the teaser trailer with the red lightsaber there.
Kylo Ren?
He was saying it could be somebody who could be like finding all these Sith relics lost from the old Republic and stuff like that. I kind of think it might actually be Darth Revan, but I do like Harloff's theory. What do you guys think? Who do you think that character actually is?
Not Revan.
I don't think it's Revan. I like and I can buy into the idea that it's someone studying the past.
But remember how it was the collector was going to be Ezra,
Yeah.
and they've laid the paveway down for that.
Okay.
It's like, here's a helmet. And he's like, I already got that one.
He's collecting helmets. Yeah.
So, but there's
Yeah,
that
'cause
shot.
it looks like he's picking up a lot of this stuff that's all from the old Republic. A lot of it looks like the stuff from the video games, from the Xbox game, total classics. And, you know, do you guys want to see this stuff incorporated into the new Star Wars, or
Yes.
what do you guys thought?
I just want to listen to Bastila again.
Yes, I do want to see that stuff incorporated because I understand why they had to throw out the expanded universe because there's so much stuff. There's characters who are rabbits and Chewbacca died and all that stuff. But there's a lot of good stuff. And the fact that they're making homages to it or that it might incorporate it, the fact that in Tarkin, James Luceno got to reference things from Plagueis, which is still unofficially in the universe right now. I love that kind of stuff. And again, I don't know if I want it to be Revan or Bane or any of Malak or any of these old spirits reincarnated. I'd rather it be someone who picked up a book and was like, oh, what's this stuff? I like it. I'm obsessed with it. I'm kind of, I'm like, it's like a Jedi version or a Star Wars version of Holden Caulfield, A Catcher in the Rye, someone who's obsessed with something and reading that book and going on and doing bad
Ken.
things. Yes, sir.
I got a question for you because I don't know all the mythos around a lot of the outside the movie Star Wars.
Yeah.
Are there any high-profile Siths that have been stranded on a planet somewhere? Because I feel like if somebody's stranded there, they have to make do with what they have and build their own lightsaber, and that could be...
None that I am aware of. I'm certainly not the expert on expanded universe or Old Republic stuff. I will go. I'll watch that. They mentioned that guy Christian Harloff. I'll watch that video he talked about. Maybe he's got some canon stuff in there too. I myself don't know, but that's a good thing. And that it could be someone like one of the. You hear those.
It's like the Tom Hanks Castaway of the Star Wars universe.
I was going to say it's like the urban legends, which I think there's some documented cases of Japanese military personnel getting stranded on islands and thinking the war is still going. Years after. Could be someone like that. Interesting. Who knows? We got another caller. Let's take one more before we get on out today.
Caller, you're on the line.
Welcome to Jedi Alliance. You're on. Where are you calling from? Who we got? And what's your request of the day?
Calling from Texas. This is Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
Nathan, what part of Texas, Nathan?
Hello.
Hello.
See, I grew up with the prequels.
Oh. We got a young
not
one.
The original trilogy.
I like that.
But so I want to know your guys' most disappointing moments in all the Star Wars. It doesn't just have to be the prequels, but obviously that's where most of them are. So
most disappointing. What do you, Nathan? Give me an example of your own, Nathan. What's one of the most disappointing ones for yourself?
Actually, I think it's probably the Anakin Obi-Wan relationship. I just think that
your heart breaks.
extremely poorly.
Okay. I think that's a good point. JT, you got one?
Yeah, one of the things I was really excited for the prequels, in the first Star Wars movie, you hear Obi-Wan tell the story of how Anakin went around and basically hunted down the Jedi and eliminated them. And I was like so excited to see Darth Vader do that in hopefully the third film. And when all we got was the no. And
No, the only thing we got is he killed 5-year-olds.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I like, they got the stormtroopers to kill everybody else. I want to see Vader go around and just wipe the floor and take out all the Jedi.
I totally agree. Christian, you got one, then we'll go to Marty.
On JT's point, remember that the spin-offs now, so we could absolutely see that movie of Darth Vader doing that.
Hope so.
For me, it was the Darth Vader turn. It was just there's not enough build.
The Frankenstein walk?
Yeah, well, when he basically, he says, "Oh, from now on you'll be known as I don't know, Darth Vader." Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere, and there's no struggle to it. There's no decision in the novels. You could see the inner struggle to what he was going through, and it just kind of disappeared.
Don't talk about those novels. I want some pizza rolls. Yes, but Christian, that's a great point because for Anakin, he's like, I'm good. I'm kind of confused. Yeah, all right. And it's that moment is, huh?
In Attack the Clones, the Sand People, that one scene I did find kind of effective where he came out.
Racist, refer to them as Tatooine natives.
Yeah, and he just, when he slaughtered and he comes back and he tells her, I murdered all of them. The women, the children.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, okay, this is what I want to see more
It's
of.
supposed to be, I think the design was, hey, look how bad he is. He's killing women and children, but it comes off as, you what? You wimp? For you?
I think I was most disappointed with how they decided. I mean, I know that Yoda was so much younger in the prequels, but all of a sudden he's like backflipping and like there's no sense of gravity at all with anything that he was doing. And I just felt like it was like a green ping pong ball that was unleashed into a room and bouncing everywhere. And for me, it lost the realism behind it. It's like because you're so used to him being crippled, not crippled, but old with his walking stick. And yes, he was a lot younger. I just think that they was so flippant with how they did it. They didn't treat it with respect, and it really removed it. So like the whole Dooku battle, I was just like removed from it, and I was just waiting for it to end in a way.
Because when I saw the theater erupted into applause. But it's a good point. It becomes a video game.
Yeah.
I still personally, I will say I like it. But to
I
your
liked
point,
when he was like kind of hobbled in, and he was just like,
yeah.
But yeah, there's just some parts like flipping.
My reaction was yours. When it happened, I was like, "That's so cool." But then I thought about it, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
that was me.
It was cool in the moment.
That was just me with Phantom Menace for eight viewings of Phantom Menace.
Right at the end, though, when he like fell, and this is I think in the Trade Federation arena, and he fell so far, and he's so
chambers,
small. Yeah, Council Chambers, and so small, and he should have been crushed by it, and just wasn't.
Okay, that's a good point. I like it.
Physics.
That's a good point because we've been waiting to see Yoda fight, and you saw it, and you were disappointed. And that's a great one for me. Two things, Nathan. Two things. Padme's death. I wanted to have more to it.
Yes.
And the fact that she just kind of. And she's dead. I wanted to see, again, it was the first PG-13 Star Wars movie. I wanted to see a little bit more blood, guts, some kind of, not violence. I don't mean to take it to violence on women type thing. I mean, I wanted some kind of weight to it. She looked pretty. Yeah. And she was dying. And I wanted more to it because if you're going to counter what Leia said in Jedi of, my mom died when I was really young, which could be anything, could be some memories, Force memories, whatever. But the fact that this death, and that's the death that essentially turned Anakin into Darth Vader or drove Darth Vader. And as we learned, Darth Vader is motivated by two things. He just wants to find his droid 3PO and his girlfriend dumped him. Like, that to me, there should have been a little more weight to it. And the second thing is, and we're just talking about the movies, and we're dumping on the prequels a little bit, but that's natural. But there's a lot of things I do love about the prequels. But for me, I didn't get to see the Clone Wars on the big screen. I had to wait to a very excellent cartoon series, actually two very excellent cartoon series. But to actually see that, I do like the battle and Attack of the Clones, and I wanted to see more of it. And I thought there were some great. Lucas kind of had his Saving Private Ryan shots in Attack of the Clones. I thought there was a great, some of the zooms on the ships and everything, and I wanted to see more of it, and I didn't. I left the theater feeling like a kid, like, let's go to the playground and play Star Wars like I used to do, and I didn't get to see more of that.
I'm glad you brought up the Clone Wars. The animated series, the one that done by the Samurai guy.
Yes,
Samurai
Jack
guy. He did this great episode all about General Grievous, which made him like the most badass character I've ever seen in any Star Wars related thing. And when I came to the movie, he didn't live up to the animated series.
And look, and you have that series. I think we're going to do a full. Yeah, I loaned you the series. We're going to do it, and we're going to get more into that. Grievous, and I hate to be that's why I make reference to Red Letter Media. Don't talk about the books. Read Labyrinth of Evil, the book that takes place right before Revenge of the Sith, and Grievous there's a little bit of an explanation to his cough and his injuries.
Oh, okay.
That's that. What question? James Luceno wrote that book too. James Luceno's a great author. He also, by the way, co-wrote the Robotech novelizations, which are a bit from my childhood too. All right, so thanks for the call, Nathan. We're going to wrap it up here soon. We've had a fun episode back. Marty, we're back. We're not quite in the full swing of things. We're having a fun, loose vacation. Next week, Joseph Scrimshaw is going to join us, and he's an author, comedian, writer, but also he is a prequel defender.
Oh.
And he is coming here. He asked me. We met. He's been on the Marvel news show here on the Popcorn Talk Network. He emailed me. He goes, I want to come on. and I want to defend the prequels.
Bring it on,
So
son.
we're going to have fun with that next week. And JT, thanks so much for
thank you.
being JT.
I did my best. I did my best to talk Star Wars.
You did good, kid. You did real good.
Don't
get cocky.
Having fun doing the live show. It's been fun getting to take calls and interact live with you. The chat room, you guys are so active in there that it's hard to sometimes pick out one or two comments because it's moving so quickly through.
823 at last count. Whoa.
So you can watch this show. Do us a favor, subscribe to youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network to get this show and our previous 20 and all the other shows on the network, like Profiles, Guilty Movie Pleasures, Meet the Movie Press, Marvel Movie News, DC Movie News, Box Office Breakdown with our very own JTE. And, of course, the Schmoes Know main show is live every Thursday night, 6 p.m. PST, and we now stream live on YouTube for a much even more fun interactive experience.
If you're all about iTunes and you're listening to this one and you haven't given this a rate and review, please do that because the reviews really, really do count. Give us the 5 stars if you do think that we are worth it. You will give us 5 stars. And then write a really cool review up there. And yeah, hopefully that'll push us and get us on the top 10 list that we want to be. I want to be in number 4 spot because that's the Star Wars number.
May the 4th be with you. Follow us on Twitter at Jedi Alliance SK, at the Popcorn Talk, and at Schmoes Know. For all your movie news needs, go to schmoesknow.com. And don't forget to visit popcorntalknetwork.com there. There's a lot of stuff there for you to take in.
Sweet.
So, this has been
Jedi Alliance, and I have a blocked nose.
We talk movies here on the Popcorn Talk Network, and thank you for listening, because many Bothans got sick to bring you this information.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.